It's just a hard question because you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Well,
because their system to me is also just a set of standards. You know, it's like
there
there's
you go.
just the standards that I abide, and those standards are going to look maybe a little different for some kids, for some families, for whatever. And we have a small team, and I love having a small team. It's very intimate, and I have the privilege of kind of being able to individualize it as much as possible. But yeah, I don't feel like the culture or however you want to say it, the system or the standards, it can't be without the coach, and the coach can't have it without the system. And so it really is, they're just related. And I don't know if one is more important than the other. I think
That's
they
fair.
really have to work together.
That's fair.
But again, to me, on a technical sense, is what is keeping the system in place? It's the human beings.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm like, well, I guess then if I had to give an answer, it would be
That's fair.
humans.
That's a fair
I think
assessment.
they're too
Yeah, I think
related.
I just asked that question because I've worked under systems where coaches have left and then they just take people with them.
Yeah.
And like then it's not the same after that.
Yeah.
You know? Or the system is the same but like the results aren't the same. So I'm like, oh, maybe the coach is really important in that moment.
Yeah.
And then I've also worked under other systems where it gets refined. Say that same system, it gets refined, and now we're all like, we all have our individual jobs. We all have a philosophy that we go to, and whenever coaches leave, then like it doesn't create a big giant hole.
Right.
And all of a sudden that system is just very robust and strong. So I'm
and
like,
I think it's on the integrity too of coaches, because like every coach has had a kid leave their gym and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. And so for me, I went to numerous different club gyms because either this coach got arrested or this coach, the building closed, whatever the case may be. And for me, life's just, gymnastics is so small in the grand scheme of things. Why would I lose sleep or have stress on a child or another mother who they're already dealing with life in itself and the economy and like such bigger things than gymnastics? Like,
Right.
I'm not going to cause friction between us because you have found a gym that might be a better suit for your child. I respect that. I'm not for everyone, and everyone's not for me, because if that was the case, it would be a perfect world.
Yeah.
But I have parents that are like, I need a morning program, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't offer that. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'll ever offer that. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the gym I will send you to. And there is one gym that I'm always sending. If I have to send a kid, you're going to this gym, because I know that coach, I love that coach, I trust that coach, we have a great relationship. And so for me, it's not personal. It really is business. And I respect that. I'm not going to be, because I'm not a perfect person, and I'll never be the perfect coach, but I respect that I may not be what she needs.
yeah.
And if she needs a morning program or she needs a different type of coaching, because I could be saying the right things, but maybe me and her are oil and water for some reason. It's nothing negative. It's just for some reason we're not clicking.
Yeah, it's a
that's why you
personality
should
thing.
have multiple coaches, because
Yeah.
we have, we could be saying the same thing in different ways. And so it's like, well, maybe just try this gym. Try it and see if it works. And I'm it's like so many good relationships with parents that have left and that are at this gym. So, and I think that's what it comes down to, the integrity of the coach, of being like, if the gymnast really is at your best interest, and that's who your best interest is for, then you have to remove the ego. You have to have integrity and be like, I can't offer you what you need.
Oh, what gymnastics would be if coaches had no ego.
What the world would be if nobody had an ego.
Oh God, but I don't think I felt so. I come from the dance world. I come from the circus world. I come from like a very high performing, high schedule, high strung alpha kind of people.
Yeah.
And even then, gymnastics, these coaches.
Yeah, and that's something,
Man.
I do the online judging. Parents will send me videos and things like that, and I'm always very careful about videos. And I'm like, if your coach wants to talk to me, please reach out to them. I'm never trying to step on toes. This is never me giving coaching advice. This is strictly just black and
analysis,
white.
yeah.
Yeah, this is very just like, hey, she's missing this skill. She needs this value part, composition. From a judge's perspective, I'd like more showmanship, all of these things. But even then, I want to help them. And I feel bad for parents because they don't know.
Yeah.
And then they get put in with coaches who bark at them and jump down their throat and were like, it's my way, or this God complex. And I'm like, these poor parents, like, they just want what's best for their kid.
I've never felt.
And you just jump down their throat. And so I'm kind of warning the parents, like, let your coach know. Like, hey, we're doing this. Like, do I have your permission? Or like, this is not me stepping on toes. Like, tell your coach to call me. I have no problem with that. That type of thing. So I feel, sorry for that, but also I'm like, we have to try to. I think that just as a human race in general, we have to have a better job at our egos. It would be a much easier world, and we wouldn't be dealing with things that we're dealing with on Twitter right now.
Yes. One of the. Yeah, I mean, you make such a great point. I just wanted to make the point that, like, I stepped into the competitive gymnastics world, and I'm like, oh my God, these coaches.
These people are nuts.
I'm like, oh God, dude. Like, I'm like, I hope I'm not like that. Which, I could be very assertive also, which I had to learn how to be with people. But it wasn't that wasn't the type of assertion or assertive quality that I was used to when it came to like dealing with people.
Yeah.
I became assertive when it came to dealing with myself and the things that I like to do.
Yeah.
So it was just very interesting, and it was very quickly like the puzzle pieces started coming into place very quickly as to why gymnastics is the way that it is, right?
Right.
Twitter's crazy.
I hate Twitter.
Twitter's crazy.
Or X. I'm sorry.
X or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever you wanna call it.
Twitter's crazy. I 100% want to talk about two things, but if you want to sprinkle this in, we can, right? But because I think we can segue it in. But I definitely want to talk about Texas and not having D1 school, because I think that's kind of crazy.
Interesting talking point.
Yeah. And then I want to just Olympics foreshadowing what you thought about trials and blah, blah, blah. Maybe we can start there. Maybe we can start about trials. And then if we want to sprinkle in the Michaela Skinner stuff, we could in that.
Yeah, I feel really bad because I did my whole on YouTube what I thought the Olympic team was, and I feel like I jinxed them. I'm like, these poor kids got injured. I had them on the team, or I had this.
Who did you have, first of all? Let's do a
I'm trying to remember.
hypothetical.
So with nobody had gotten injured, I had Simone, Suni, Sky, Shy, and then I originally had Kayla, and then I kept arguing and battling with myself, and I put Kayla as the first alternate and put Jordan on the team.
Got it. So my original 5 were your first 4 with Jade.
Okay.
That's who I had.
It was so hard, and I felt so. I was like, I don't know Jordan or Jade and Kayla.
And the only reason I said Jade as opposed to Jordan, because I think Jordan's great too, but I just thought she was a little cleaner. Yeah. So it was just a matter of execution.
I think Jordan's cleaned up a lot.
Yeah,
too,
she has. But so has Jade. I mean, when you look at her,
I know when you look at her from 20, tremendously.
Wow.
So it was really hard. Like I was like, can we take 8 people?
I didn't know. I didn't know her dad was her coach.
And he's at Oregon now too.
Yeah. So whatever program they have Jade on, I'm like, wow, that has been incredible. So I had her. I just thought I thought that she looked a lot more polished. She looked the execution. I rated it just a little bit higher, and then I thought that she just looked incredibly composed and incredibly like ready for the thing, like she had been gearing up for it. And then this is no knock against any other college gymnast, but like Leanne was there also, and she also had a college season, but you can tell, like you could kind of tell the wear and tear that it took a very different kind of wear and tear on both of them. So it was those who I had 5.
That's a hard team to choose, and I said that on my YouTube. I was like, this is a tough team to make. It's